beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere I go. Oh, sorry, guys. We got more snow here at the homestead, so I thought I would start this video out being silly. So, yeah, middle of April, and we have more snow. So wonderful, wonderful. So, anyway, welcome, welcome everyone. Got to be goofy sometimes, right? So, I hope everybody's doing well. And it's actually snowing right now as we speak. I'm looking outside, and the ground is covered with snow, and we're supposedly getting between 3 and 6 inches of snow. So, just really, really happy. Ed, stop singing and dancing. Come on now. I have a wonderful singing voice if you are tone deaf. See, so there you go. So anyway, we're going to talk about the governors and all the powers that they're giving themselves with this virus. We're going to get into that here in a moment, but I just want to remind everybody that this is a very family-friendly oriented channel. So please be decent to each other in the chat, and no racism, no nastiness. Just be decent, So a lot of stuff, going on obviously around the world. We're going to talk about a few things also as well. We're going to go over something else again. I want to tell you what is going on. And I just really get tired of certain things, and we're going to talk about that too. Okay, but anyway, again, if you have any kind of questions, please all cap locks so it stands out for me. And again, if we have any kind of interruptions, just please be patient. I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. Okay, so before we jump into this video and we talk about the governors and stuff like that, I am still getting people on my channel making the comment, this is fake. I don't know anybody. I know people in nursing homes and hospitals, and I don't know anybody that has the virus and all this type of stuff, okay? Well, I'm going to go from my own experience and what I know to be a fact. I have a very good friend of mine who works in a nursing home that I used to work in. Actually, there's two former nursing homes that I work in. I'm going to talk about both of those really, really quickly, okay? The one nursing home is in a little town called Hornell. Well, they're both in Hornell, but one's right in town, one's outside of town. And the first one is a small nursing facility, and it's a 90-bed residence, and they have 90 staff on hand, okay? So I saw a comment, somebody said, well, 90 staff, doesn't that seem like a lot? Well, and somebody explained in the comment, when you have 3 shifts that are working, you have your occupational therapist, your physical therapist, your management, your kitchen staff, your janitorial staff. When you add everybody up together, it's a lot of people, okay? And believe me, they're always shorthanded. They never have enough people on staff, okay? Well, that particular nursing home, and I spoke with my friend, oh my goodness, maybe last week or the week before. I can't remember exactly when I spoke with her, and they had one case in there, okay? Well, now 6 of the residents have died in that nursing home. Okay, and if you look it up and you look up the town of Hornell, you'll see what I'm talking about. So 6 residents have died, 26 residents are positive. They moved out the other residents in that facility that did not test positive. 20 of the 90 staff have tested positive for the virus. Now, I contacted my friend and I asked her, and she is one of those people that tested positive. And I kind of thought she would be, because she is very, very dedicated type of individual, and she's there all the time. She did doubles all the time when I worked there with her. She's just like always there. One of those type of people that is just super dedicated to their job and trying to do as much good as they possibly can. Well, unfortunately, she has the virus now. And so when I see these people saying that this is fake and this is not real, it really pisses me off. I'm not going to lie, because this is not fake. I keep seeing people say that they're artificially inflating the numbers. There's doctors that have come out and said that they're artificially inflating the numbers. I'm going to tell you what, I don't think that that's the case. If anything, I believe, and I'm giving you my opinion, they're underdoing the number of people that are dying. A lot of people that are dying are not being tested, okay? With the nursing homes are a worst case scenario. Like I said, who's bringing that into the old people? How are the old people getting sick? Well, obviously, it's staff bringing it in there. So somebody, either a visitor or somebody that worked there or whatever. Now they've stopped visitation of these nursing homes. So now it most likely would be staff bringing this into the nursing home. And once that thing gets started and it starts spreading through there and you have compromised people, it's just a recipe for disaster. Okay. The other nursing home, They won't give the numbers at the other nursing home because they use, the HIPAA laws type of thing. And so, but there are positive cases there. I don't know if there's any deaths there. I don't know what the number of staff that have been sick there as well. Now, when you were talking about with everything that's going on, not enough PPE, okay, being forced to work in conditions, short-staffed, overstressed, overtired all the time, your immune system is brought down. It's a major issue. Okay, so I just kind of wanted to bring that up to start this chat out because I get really, really tired of people dismissing this and like it's no big deal, and what is going on. My friend who is a CNA at a nursing home who tested positive, Gene Phillips, just said that. Yep. UK lockdown extended by another 3 weeks. Patrick Adams just said that. Yep. Hey, Bonnie, Waves from Florida. Okay. But, it's really upsetting to me. There's too many people on here spreading a lot of false information. When this thing is real, this is killing people. Okay. So maybe you're in a part of the country where it hasn't gone crazy yet, but I just want to, we're going to do these numbers. Okay. Really, really quickly. We're going to do the United States numbers. In the United States, we have 705,112 cases. That's 32,181 new cases. We have 36,553 deaths, which I believe is underreported, okay, with an increase of 2,161 deaths. They're saying 58,436 people have recovered, which is an increase of 3,842. Now let's just go with New York, just New York, okay, 229,642 cases. So that's 7,358 new cases just in New York, okay? We had 733 new deaths in New York, which takes us up to 15,509 deaths in New York, okay? Recovered 491, which takes that number up to 28,089. So we're having more people died in the last 24 hours than recovered, and we have a continuously going up number of people getting sick, okay? And so, maybe in your state or wherever it's not full blown yet or going crazy yet, but there are certain hotspots in the United States where it is bad, and New York is one of them, okay? My son is in Monroe County with his mother. Monroe County has almost 1,000 cases, and that's near Rochester, New York, okay? There's 1,000 it's 975 cases up there, okay? So my town that I live in, we have 41 cases. We have, not my town, but my county, we have 41 cases and 1 death. All right. But again, it's out there and it's happening. Hey, Prepper Chris 1, hopes for your hen in India starting to climb. Yeah. And you know what? I'm not surprised with India's numbers climbing at all. And thank you very much for the donation, Chris. And yeah, hopefully my hen will come around. I put the oyster shell in a separate container so they can have as much as they want whenever they want. And I'm hoping that helps curb it. Also today I went out probably 5 times checking on eggs. I'm checking on eggs much more often. I ended up pulling 13 eggs today. So, and it was kind of, we had a high, I think, of 37 degrees today. So it wasn't a really super pleasant day here at the homestead. But can I say hello from Georgia? All right, Mark Bratton, thank you very much, and welcome, and hello from Georgia. But I'm sorry, guys. I needed to get that off my chest because I see these comments that people are making, and they continue to make how this whole virus is fake. What I want people to really understand something too, with everything that's going on, we have destroyed our economy. There's people that are never going to open up businesses that had them open. They're not going to be able to recover to be able to open up their businesses again. It's just not going to happen. And that's if the virus ended today. Okay. They're talking about reopening things up and all this type of stuff. Well, this thing is still continuing to go on. Certain segments of the population are much more susceptible. Certain areas like prisons, obviously, when you have a lot of confined people, they're going to be much more susceptible to this virus. All right. I want to clarify something else. We're going to get into the whole thing with the governors here in a second. I promise you. Okay. But I wanted to get this one off my talk about this one as well. So somebody said to me, because I called all these people that, nonviolent offenders who were released from prison, and, the drug addicts and stuff like that. And I called them scumbags. Okay. And somebody jumped all on me, well, you don't know, they have a sickness and blah. I'm so tired, guys. I'm going to tell you what, I've been in nursing for 30 plus years, 5 as a CNA, 25 as an LPN. Okay. And I'm going to tell you, drug addicts, it is a choice. It's not a sickness. It is a absolute 100% choice. And I'm going to tell you how I know is because myself, I pulled my head out of my behind at 27, and I made a conscious choice to change my life, and I did. Hey, Gary Tedlock, thank you very much for that donation. I do appreciate that. Thank you. It is absolutely a choice. Drug addicts, they have a choice to do it or not do it. They have a choice to break into homes or not break into homes. And if they get shot breaking into somebody's home to try to steal drugs, now I'm going to tell you what, I also, another story I want to bring you real quick. Had a young man that I knew, I watched this young man grow up. Great kid. Got on painkillers that the doctors were giving away like they were candy. Okay. Got addicted, got off of it, got off the doctor script, and he did drug seeking, and he did a lot of stupid stuff, and he ended up in jail. Okay. And while he was sitting in jail, his family did not bail him out because they just didn't know what to do. Okay. They just did not know what to do. Well, I'm going to tell you where that young man is now. Okay. He got out of jail, took a good hard look at himself, and realized all the people he was hurting, the way he was hurting himself. And I'm going to tell you where that young man is right now. He is in law school. He got himself turned around. He got off the drugs. He went through the drug courts and did all the programs that he was supposed to do. But, I'm going to tell you why people turn it around. Because they choose to. It's a choice, like anything else. All these people that want to say drug addiction is a sickness, they're full of crap. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen drug-seeking activity in my nursing career. And anybody out there watching it as a nurse probably sees the same exact thing, okay? Is it a travesty what happens to people? Yes, it absolutely is. But again, it is a choice. It's not, these doctors and the pharmaceutical companies, some of those people should go to jail. And I'm not going to lie, because they're the biggest drug pushers out there, okay, in my opinion. I watched it destroy my own marriage addiction, okay? So, I know firsthand, I've seen it firsthand, what drugs do, how they take a person and change a person from a decent person into a thief and a liar and a cunning, underhanded person that's sneaking, trying to get drugs wherever they can turn around. Seen it firsthand. So you guys can't get on here and preach to me and tell me how, they're so sick. No, they're not sick. It's a choice. If they want to stop, they stop. But the drugs are all they care about. They don't care about anybody else. They just want to get high, and that's the bottom line. So that's my soapbox. If you don't agree with my opinion, I absolutely respect your right to believe whatever you want to believe. That's great. But I'm giving you my opinion from what I have seen in my life. I've dealt with it. I've dealt with it within my own family. I've dealt with it in my own relationships that I have had, and I've dealt with it with myself. Okay, so you know what? You can't tell me. It's absolutely a choice. When I decided to stop, that's when I stopped. VR, you can't say, hold on a second. You can't say that about babies born drug addicted. Their predisposition to doing drugs in their adult lives. Babies that are born addicted, I get that. That's not their fault. But again, if they decide to do drugs later in life, that is their choice. Again, and thank you for the donation and thank you for your statement and your opinion. But again, it is absolutely a choice. Addicts turn it around only after they exhaust their list of codependent enablers. Math, music, and life. You know what? That's a great statement, and I can't disagree with you. If you continue to enable somebody and help and help and help, and if you think you're helping by giving them money and whatever, place to stay and a place, they're going to just continue to do whatever they do. They have to hit rock bottom. The young man I was talking about, he had to hit rock bottom. He hit rock bottom, and his family has said, no more help. That's it. And they made him face his consequences for his actions. And I'm going to tell you what, I couldn't even begin to tell you how proud I am of this kid. And he's doing great. He's a good kid. I loved him before. Good kid. I watched this. I knew him from the time he was 8 years old. He's in his 30s now. Okay. Turned his life completely around. Was doing great. Had a bump. dealt with it, had some problems, did stupid stuff, and now, he is a convicted felon because of his actions. But you know what? He turned his life around, and it was because he decided he wanted to, that he needed to make those changes. And that's what it comes down to. So anyway, soapbox time's over, guys. I apologize. I had to really kind of just get that off my chest. I got to say my piece, okay? But, all right, let's go. So, Cuomo, we're going to go with Cuomo first. We're talking about my governor here in New York State, has put himself in an executive position where they just passed a $40 million spending bill to fight the coronavirus, right? But what he did in that, he expanded his power to declare an emergency and to suspend laws, state or local laws, depending on what he wants to do, with little or no oversight from legislators. There's not much they can do. So he basically has made himself a little dictator, and he can do whatever he wants to do with these executive powers that they have now granted him through the legislature of New York State. Okay. And that's what they just did. Now, you look at what's going on up in Michigan as well. It's the same type of thing. Wisconsin lockdown until May 26th. I call BS. Tim Hendricks just said that. My husband had a past. He was suffering from cancer. First doctor called him a druggie and refused to help. Wow. That's not any fun. No. But King Cuomo, exactly. New York State, guys, I'll tell you what. The way Cuomo was handling everything in the beginning of this thing, I kind of gave him props. I thought he was doing a good job. And I don't like the guy. I'll be 100% honest. I can't stand the guy. I don't think he's good for New York State. They need to separate New York City and all that area down there from the rest of the state, because it's two different parts, two different mindsets, But, when you have Rochester, Buffalo, Syracuse, Albany, again, they all have that same mindset as him, and they think he's fantastic. And, a lot of corruption in the state, a lot of corruption in government in this state. And it continues to go on, and it hasn't ever stopped. But, oh my God, president runner-up. Yeah, no, I hope not. Oh my goodness, could you imagine? But well, look what's happening in Michigan, guys, with your governor, the governor in Michigan. He's not even letting people buy seeds. So this is what I want you to think about. So everybody's locked down, and they have to be home, right? So you can go to the grocery store, you can go to the pharmacy, you can go to the hardware store, right? So Michigan is even more stringent. They're not letting people buy seeds and all those other type of things. What are they supposed to do? How are they supposed to pass their time? I think, being able to get seeds and all that type of stuff is definitely good, for those people, and it's going to help those people out. What do you think about the protest in Michigan, Minnesota, Ohio, and other states? You know what? That's John sorry about your last name. I definitely won't say it right, so I won't even say it. But I saw the protest all over, and people are tired of it, and I get it, and I understand. I really, truly do. There's so many camps on this virus, okay? You have the people that say it's fake, that it's manufactured, that it's not as bad as it is, and all these type of things. What I pay attention to is what is going on. When you see something go through a nursing home and make everybody, not everybody, but like a majority of the people sick, and the staff is getting sick on top of it. Right now, I don't know if you guys realize this, there's thousands of nurses that have had the virus. A lot of them are dead. Not thousands dead, but a lot of people have died, okay? These are people that take care of people. This is what they do for a living, okay? It's a sad, sad situation. And, you're trying to do your job, and now you're risking your life. So he's another Rockefeller. Yeah, it's crazy. It's just, it's absolutely, guys, if you haven't shot, so we got 1.5 in the chat. Actually now 1.6. If you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, if you would do that, I absolutely would appreciate that to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time. And also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, DC is heavily loaded with troops now. What's going on in DC? We're going to get to that in a second too, JJ. But if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon as well to get all updates. And thank you ahead of time for that as well. Cuomo told Trump to go to work and get off Twitter. Oh my God, yeah. Well, Cuomo needs to look at it. When you live in glass houses, you shouldn't throw stones. It's just, I think things, honestly, guys, and this, again, when you're not aggressively testing people, all right, there's going to be more issues. I think there's a lot more people walking around here in the United States with this virus than people have even any idea of. Okay. I think we're in for some scary, scary times coming up. That's my opinion. I think eventually what you're going to see, talking about, JJ was talking about the troops down in DC. I think you're going to see people, basically saying we're locking everything down and you're not going anywhere because nobody's paying attention. People are going and doing whatever they want to do. So it's like, the movie theaters are not open. The restaurants are not open, but, people can still go through the drive-thrus, and people are going to the drive-thrus like crazy, right? People can still get out to the grocery store. So they are hitting the grocery stores. They can go to the gas station. And think about this, like if you're on a major highway, let's say I-81 or I-95 or whatever like that, and you have all these little rest stops, okay, that's, you've got staff working there and people are traveling and who knows where they're from. Michigans will stop complying, then you will have SHTF. Yeah, you know what, and I don't disagree with you on that. I think that's why Lola Paw 333, thank you very much for the comment and the donation. I think you're going to see that happening. I think people are going to get to a point where they're going to be like, screw this, I'm not doing this anymore. And they're just going to do what they want to do. And that's when I think you're going to see these different governors and everything lock stuff down. I think you're going to see that happen. And I think that's coming because people will not comply. When this virus continues to spread, and I think it's just getting started, it's really amping up. Don't get me wrong. New York State is bad. New York State is bad. And I think it's going to get worse. Hey, Chicken Little, those governors are causing huge divisions in their states. It is causing people to want to divide up the state into a new state. You're right. And New York has been like that for a while. I'll be honest with you. That's been happening here in New York for quite a while. Because you got to understand, and thank you very much for that donation too. Let me explain something about New York. A lot of the tax dollars from upstate New York goes to New York City to support them down there. It doesn't help us up here. Those tax dollars go down to New York City. So a lot of people in upstate New York get really frustrated, get really pissed because, why should we be supporting New York City when we have our own issues and things that we need to take care of up here? Okay. So, I want to bring up one more point real quick on the drug addiction thing here real quick, guys. And I'm not trying to hammer on stuff, but I want to talk about this really quickly. And I kind of got on my soapbox a little bit. There is a lot of help out there for people that want to get help. There's a lot of treatment programs for people that actually do want to get off drugs and if they need that help to do that. It's out there, okay? You need to embrace it full-heartedly if you really want to stop. If you look at Steve-O and listen to Steve-O's story from the Jackass group, from the movies, what he went through, he had hit rock bottom. He hit rock bottom, and he was over aggressive with his recovery. He said, I need to be in a halfway house and whatever, and for a long term to beat this. And he did. And I give props to anybody that can get off of it and stay off of it. But a lot of people can't. A lot of people can't. Hilder Seeker, division is a tool of the narcissistic manipulators. Oh, you're absolutely right. They will absolutely try to. Lori Austin has a question. Okay, well, what did she say? I did not see her question, so sorry. If she wants to throw it up there again, and I'll look for it here. Right. Sheila Zimmerman just said there is help out there, but they want to help themselves. You're right. Exactly. I agree with you. Lori Austin wants to know if her mom's nursing home will tell her if the virus is there. That is a really good question. I hope Commando Cuomo will let us out of lockdown by July 4th so we can celebrate our freedom. Yeah, I hear you, Bisages Arisen. Hold on. Hold that thought. I'm going to get to that just in a second about that nursing home. Donna Smith, hey, Ed. I watched the task force update tonight, and they're bragging about doing 3 million tests. That's 0.9% of the population, when the Surgeon General rep said that for every 200,000 cases, we should be testing 4 million people. Yeah, exactly. So 3 million people tested. And I appreciate that, Donna. Thank you for giving that number out. 3 million people tested out of the United States. 3 million. And we have what was, let me just look at it again real quick. 705,000 people positive in the United States. So 1 in 3 of the people tested have come back positive. And again, I don't believe the numbers. I think there's much, much more out there. A lot of people have been refused the test and stuff like that. So let me get back to the nursing home question real quick. The nursing home probably would not tell you unless it was your mother directly that had the virus because of the HIPAA laws. I mean, it could get out through the grapevine. That's how a lot of times these things do get out. The nursing home down, the smaller one in Hornell that got hit. I like how you say there are no excuses. It's not working towards accomplishing things and better oneself. Well, thank you, Terrence Barker Jr. We can't have excuses. Excuses are, everybody has one. They want to blame everything but themselves. How many psychiatrists does it take to change a light bulb? Only one, but the light bulb has to be ready to want to change. Oh, that's funny. Asif just said that. I like that. He said, how many light bulbs does it take to change, or how many psychiatrists does it take to change a light bulb? He said 1, but the light bulb needs to be wanting to be changed. I think that's pretty funny. But yeah, as far as the nursing home goes, they won't tell you if other people have it in the nursing home because of the HIPAA laws. But you could really push to find out, make sure that your mom doesn't have it. That would be my advice. I said this before, guys, and I'll say it again. If you can do it, if there's any way that you can do it, get your loved ones out of nursing homes right now. I will put that out there. I think that it's a death trap. And I think with everything that's going on, you're seeing a great reduction of people, that is happening. And a lot of people are getting sick and a lot of people are dying. Now, this nursing home that I was talking, I guess my nose is itchy. I trimmed my nose hair today, so it's really itchy, so I apologize. This nursing home that they had, the people that are positive in there, they've had the 6 deaths, and they moved everybody else out. Who's to say that the people that they moved out are not asymptomatic and they don't know, they haven't tested positive yet because they have no symptoms yet, and they send them out to another nursing home, and now they're spreading that virus in that new nursing home. Okay, TMI. Well, sorry, because they keep seeing me doing this, and I wanted to kind of explain. So, but again, it's just there's a lot of information is not going to be shared. Like the other nursing home I work with, they won't even give out the numbers of who's sick and who's not sick and how much of the staff is sick. This particular nursing home, it's all in the papers because it got out. And you had, when you have a 90-bed facility and you have 6 people drop dead in a very short period of time, that's not normal. Okay, so it's scary. It's scary for the staff. I feel bad for the staff. I mean, because they still have to go make a living. They still have to work. Not everybody's in a position where they could say, okay, screw this, I'm out of here, but again, you have to look at it from a reality point of view. If I get sick, who else do I affect in my family? Now I'm retired, as you guys know, but let's say I was still working. Okay. And I'm working in a facility that has positive cases. Now I come out of there and say, mom's already here at the homestead, living at the homestead. My mother is a high risk person. Okay. She's in her 70s. She's overweight. She's diabetic. Okay. She has lung issues already. She gets bronchitis every single year. Okay. And so she is a very, very high risk person. If I got the virus, came home, and let's say I got it, but maybe I got a milder case because, I'm still in pretty decent health and I'm taking vitamins and I'm okay. But now I give it to my mom and my mom dies from it because I had to have that job. So think about that. Think about these people that are going out there that are trying to support their families, and then maybe they get it, they bring it home and give it to their loved ones. That's a terrible thing. It's a terrible pressure to be under, and it is what it is. I mean, that's it's decisions you have to make. What is best for you and your family? And we all have to make those decisions. So Nursing home here send family letters that they have cases. Okay. Lucy Diaz Cohen just said that. I need to call you Colin. Sorry. Woo! All right. We will move on from there. Crazy, guys. I apologize. Wow. But, this is just the tip of the iceberg with these nursing homes. I think that you're going to see a lot more of this. Now, I haven't looked recently how bad things are in the prison system, but again, you have a lot of guards are sick. You have a lot of inmates that are sick, okay? So how is it getting in there? They stopped all visitations, right? Well, the guards are still out living their lives. They're going out. They go in, and maybe somebody brought it in, and now it starts going through the prison system, and people in the prison system are getting sick because they're all confined in one area. And that's the reality of it. That's how it goes. Prepper Chris 1, poop in a box, colon test, no mail in COVID test. Yeah, it's crazy. It's just, thank you for the donation too, Chris. I appreciate that. That's in my prison where she did it. Oh, okay, Mr. Rose. All right. That's, how can you survive in the forest or mountains? You know what? Anybody can, actually. I mean, if you put your infrastructure in place, you get things squared away, you try to make yourself as self-sufficient as you possibly can. If you have your own, gardens and, you have your livestock and those type of things, realistically, what do you need? I mean, there's obviously you'd still have to go out and get certain things, but you can make yourself as efficient as you possibly can without relying on, say, society or whatever. I mean, I think that's the goal for anybody that's trying to be off grid. When are you going to write a book? Keep up the great work, Tim. Well, thank you, Tim. I appreciate that. I know I've had a couple people tell me I should write a book. I could tell you what, if I wrote a book about my life story, people would call me a liar. They really, really, truly would. But you live and you learn, and hopefully you grow through things and you mature. Some people never grow up. They don't. They just, they make bad choice after bad choice after bad choice, but they're always looking to blame everybody else for their own actions instead of looking in the mirror and taking responsibility for their own actions. That happens quite a bit, actually. BC Canada in the house, late but here. Hey, Emil, how you doing tonight? Welcome. I live in the mountains. I have running stream, hunt, fish, grow my own food. You can do it if you really want to. James Osborne said that, and I agree with you 100%. Drive-through testing people don't change gloves between swabs of each person's mouth. You will get infected doing this. Math, Music, and Life just said that. Well, that's messed up that they're not doing. Yeah, and again, there's so many different ways to get the virus. And when you have the staff, maybe they're not degowning properly. Maybe they don't have enough proper gear. And I keep hearing that over and over and over again. I just saw that, and I don't know what state it was in, but there was 10 nurses that were suspended because they refused to work without masks. So think about that. With everything that's going on, with all the craziness going on, and the hospitals or nursing home, wherever it was, would not give them proper equipment, and they suspended the nurses because they refused to work without proper equipment. I'll tell you what, I would be one of those nurses, because without proper equipment, I won't even step foot on the floor. And you know what? That's just the way it goes. In my small local town in South Carolina, people are out and about. Oh, hold on a second. I want to read that comment. People are out and about like nothing is going on. Mr. Beachwalker just said that. You know what? And I've seen that over and over again. It's absolutely crazy. Mr. Rose, nurse who works in a positive tested prison unit that has been reopened, walked right through the main lobby without hazmat suit on. It is, hold on a second. It is where we, oh my goodness. It is where we all enter. Yeah, you know what? That's crazy. That, being positive and not being protecting. It's absolutely nuts. And thank you for that donation. Rocky Lemon, they are moving the president to a secret location, I heard. It was posted on a media site. Don't remember which one. Wow, I did not hear that. Thank you for that information. Again, guys, I think things are going to get really, really bad. The UK nurses have been told to reuse PPE. And that's, you know what, Tony, thank you for that information, Tony Draper. That's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous that they expect nurses and CNAs or any kind of staff that works in a hospital to reuse equipment. It should be illegal is what it should be. They should be charged. Prepper Chris 1 says we are still low on PPE. Oh, yeah, there's no way they have enough of it. Absolutely not. They don't have enough of it. I'm going to tell you what, if you go out and about, just take your car out, stay in your car, drive around, look at the grocery stores, completely packed, full of people, okay? You look at Lowe's, Home Depot, Maynard's, whatever the hardware place in your area is, they're full of people, okay? It's like people are just like, you know, hey, whatever, I don't care. And that's kind of the attitude. Now, Cuomo just made a thing here in New York where now if you are out and about, you have to have a mask on. He just made that. That just went into effect. I like giving my money to Ed. Hell, I can't shop. LOL. Oh, that's funny, Prepper Chris. I know you are very, very generous, and I do appreciate that. I really, truly do. Nearly everyone in the Michigan stores wears a cloth mask. So let's go back to that. Okay. So cloth mask. Now they're making masks out of, I guess, certain towels that were used in automotive towels. Okay. And I guess some of them were deemed to be acceptable to have for protection. A lot of these people out there with a cloth mask on, it is doing, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, it isn't doing anything for you. It really isn't. It's not protecting you. When you have a mask on and you have no eye protection and you have no gloves on, or if you have, whatever, it's not protecting you. It's not. That cloth mask is not doing a thing for you. And people are going to argue with me on that, and that's fine, but they've already proven that that's the case. So just putting it out there because it's like, you need to have, if you're going to have a mask, have the proper kind. So, yeah, you can go. Yeah, I love that. Yep. And that's another thing in Michigan. You can go to Walmart, but you can't go fishing. And you're not allowed to meet with even just two people getting together, I think it was in Michigan. So you can't go visit a friend or a family member. You're not allowed to do that either. If that's not total control, I don't know what is. Good Soul 00, thank you very much for that donation. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Guys, we got 1.8 in the chat. We're at 613 on the thumbs up. If you would shoot a thumbs up, I would appreciate that, and thank you ahead of time and for the support for the channel. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do subscribe. Hit that bell notification to get all notifications as well. I want to remind everybody, too, on my website, preppernurse1.com right now, the sale for the Legacy freeze-dried food, 20% off. If you go to my website, preppernurse1.com, you click on store, it'll drop down, it'll say Legacy Foods. You click on that. What they have available there is there, okay? You save 20% at checkout. When you check out, you'll save the 20%. You're looking at a 50 to 60-day delay in getting the food, just being honest. They are finally catching up a little bit. Orders are going out for people that have ordered in the past. They finally got eggs in, so those are going to be going out here soon. And so, again, first in is first out. So if you want to get an order in and save 20%, take advantage of that. You will get your food. It may be a delay, but it'll be worth the wait. It's a good thing to have in your preps, okay? Also on the website, we have the Prepper Nurse One community, which is a great resource for you guys. We set that up for you so you can connect with like-minded people. So definitely take advantage of that. That is totally free. You do have to register, but there is no credit card information asked or anything like that. So definitely take advantage of that as well, okay? Michigan needs to rally behind someone else and vote that person in. Palm Mom just said that. Yeah, you know what? What's going on with these different governors is just ludicrous. Complete and utter control and dominating people and dictating what they can and cannot do. And I understand to a degree, okay? So I understand the social distancing thing. I totally get trying to isolate yourself, but people still have to have things to do. So if they can do home projects, if they can do gardening, that should be encouraged, in my opinion. If you have things that you haven't gotten a chance to take care of, people should be encouraging you to do that. Again, if you're going to go out in public, protect yourselves. Wear a proper mask that's going to actually protect you. N95 or better, okay? Wear that. Wearing a freaking bandana, realistically, all that's doing, if you cough, you're making sure that you don't cough onto somebody else. You're coughing into your bandana, okay? But if you're not wearing that eye protection and stuff as well, if somebody sneezes or coughs, that can get in there and you can still get that virus. So it's happening over and over and over again. So just be safe, be careful. Make sure you're wearing gloves as well. Support local gun shops. Absolutely, Pa Prepper just said. Well, I know gun sales have gone up like crazy. And ammunition is getting tougher and tougher to get a hold of. So that's not surprising either. People are scared. And when people are scared, they get defensive, and it's understandable. Hey, Tony Prepicone, anybody notice how they talk about wearing masks and social distancing, but Cuomo, the president, don't abide by their own, don't abide by their own, yeah, right, too much BS out there. You're right. I don't see him wearing a mask. I don't see the president wearing a mask when they do their speeches. Thank you very much also for that donation as well. There is a quick response team to flow into areas of virus flare-ups. Deb just said that. Okay, well, thank you for that information, Deb. Like I said, but again, if there's like New York City, I mean, if the entire the United States and you got 3 million people have been tested, you look how bad things are just in New York. I mean, you got 250,000 people just about. What is it? Well, hold on, I'm going to give you the right number again. 229,642. Okay, so that's pretty much almost 250,000 people just in New York. I think it's much worse. I think the numbers are much higher. Everybody keeps talking about they're artificially inflating the numbers. I don't think that's the case. I think if anything, they're underreporting. You look at what happened like in different countries. Okay, now all of a sudden, so let's talk about this real quick. All of a sudden, you have China now revising their numbers up for Wuhan. Oh, well, we were wrong. It's 50% higher than we said before, which we still know is BS. Every single government lies. Every single state lies. The governments in every state lie. Alan Robinson, preserve potatoes in a pressure canner or cold cellar. Yes, absolutely. Potatoes are going to be a huge, huge thing. I think it's a great thing to have. Make sure you get big crops of potatoes in, guys, this year. I think that's going to be a real lifesaver. And a root cellar, you can get one of those in. That's a great thing as well. Prepper Chris 1, if they wear masks, you cannot hear their nonsense is good. Yeah, right, exactly. Well, and they're trying to project strength too. See, so that's why, look at that. They get I'm in charge and I'm important, and so you have to listen to what I'm telling you. But Francine Gamble says we got our potatoes. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Yep. So it's just gardens. Grow, can, do all that. Somebody had asked me where I got more canning jars, because I said I made a comment that I'd picked up more canning jars. We had gone to the grocery store, which was a Save-A-Lot, and so we're in the Save-A-Lot, and we're getting some stuff that we needed, and I looked over and I went, oh my God, Heather, they got canning jars. So I picked up 2 more cases of canning jars, and one was smallmouth and one was largemouth cans. And has the lids and caps on them. And then I picked up an extra thing of largemouth cans, lids and stuff like that. So let's see. Hospitals get $13,000 for every death listed as COVID-19. Paula Gardner just said, you know what? I don't know if that's true or not, Paula. I saw that as well. I don't know how true that is. Does that make sense realistically? Why would they give the hospital $13,000 for every person that died from that diagnosis? That doesn't really make any sense. Mama needs a grenade. I like that name. That's awesome. Should I call Legacy to change my delivery address since I'm moving soon, or email? Which is faster? Thanks. Well, if you order through me, Or if you ordered through them, definitely contact them. If you order through me, shoot me an email and let me know what the updated address is, and I'll get that information to them. So just so you know, and thank you very much for that donation as well. RH, HIPAA is there for personal information. A general statement should be allowed about COVID. If a daycare can put out general, so should a nursing homes. And you know what? And I don't disagree with you on that. People should be made to be aware. Prepper Chris 1, this was just asked. Oh, Mama Grenade. Yeah, okay, I saw that. Yep, thank you. I just saw that. Let's see. Let's see. I see you're in email checking on my order delivery update. Oh, I sent you an email. Okay, so I will get to that in just 1 second. Hey, Ed, do you think about the kids? And I wear an N95 mask underneath my motorcycle mask here in San Diego, military choppers all night long, more than ever. What do you think about kids? And you know what? With the kids, like I said, you need to protect your kids. That's LMCJ. And you know, and I don't blame you for wearing a mask when you're out and about. I mean, you know, you got to be careful. You absolutely need to be careful. And wearing it under your mask, it's a smart thing. As far as updates on orders, they are getting orders out with Legacy as quickly as they possibly can. I just encourage people to be patient. You will get your food. It's going to happen. They are definitely catching up finally. Things have slowed down. So they got stuff coming in. And as soon as they have stuff coming in, they are taking care of the older orders and getting those out, and also taking care of newer orders at the same time. So just be patient. Your food will come. Okay, I can't give you a certain date. Well, it'll be here by this date, because I'm not going to lie to you, because I don't know. I put stuff in with them. If they give me updates, I let you know. Like a lot of people had ordered eggs. We had talked about that. Eggs were delayed. Okay, so. Brian Nichols says, I refuse to bring my kids out. I don't blame you. I would, like my daughter is here with me. Her mom wants her to come there, to Rochester for like a month. She said, well, just bring her here and she can stay here for a month. And I said, no, no. You know, there's a lot more cases in Rochester. We're out here in the country. There's a lot fewer cases, much, much fewer cases, 10-1, better than 10-1, actually 20-1. They have almost 1,000 cases. We have less than 50 in my county. So, no, she's staying right here with me. And it's not about a control thing. And her mom's all pissed off. Well, her mom will have to be pissed off. That's just the way it's going to have to be. When I told Heather, when things calm down, and we'll see where things go with this thing, then at that point, if you want to go spend a month with mom, you can knock yourself out. She's done with school at the end of the month. She's been doing it online. And, she's doing, she's there. And, once that's done, she doesn't go back to school until August. So Lola Paw 333, prep for the worst, hope for the best. No need to fall into conspiracy rabbit holes. Let's use common sense. Thanks for trimming that nose hair head. You're very welcome. It was irritating to me. So it's like, I'm sure you guys didn't want to see that nose hair sticking out when and I even trimmed my ear hair too, just so you know. I have to take tweezers. I get it. It grows all up and through here. It's ridiculous. Can't grow squat through here, right? Can't grow nothing here, but it'll grow in my nose and in my ears. It's absolutely nuts. But yeah, and Paula Gardner just said she's safer with me, and absolutely. And that's what I said. If this dies down and then she wants to go spend a month with her mom, I don't have a problem with that at all. But in the meantime, she's going to stay right here because she's much safer with me. And, her mom can, as the old saying says, and this is a very old saying, she can go pound salt. I don't know if you guys remember that saying or not, but that was one my grandfather used to say. Oh, my God. But, North Shore Preparedness. If somebody's being nasty, if you do what you got to do, North Shore Preparedness, we're not going to have nastiness in the comments. So, but anyway, guys, we're at 1.9 in the chat. If you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, I would appreciate if you would do that. Let's see if we can get it to 1,000 thumbs up before we jump off of here. We're going to go to 20 after 9, and it was weird last time. Okay, well, let's talk about that real quick too. So it was 20. like maybe 22 after 9, and I was just wrapping things up and just getting ready to do what I do at the end of my things, about we're all in this together and everything that I normally do at the end of my videos. And it just went just like that. And I was like, oh man, that is so dirty. But that's what they did. So, all the single prepper ladies thinks it's super sexy. Okay, well, thank you. I tell you what, I honestly, and I'll be 100% honest with you, if I could grow a full head of hair back, I wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. I've shaven my head 18 years now, something like that. I would. It's very. You know what? I tell people I wake up in the morning and it's done. It's awesome. So, Roxy Lemon, the CDC is telling doctors. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. To put COVID-19 on the death certificate, no matter the underlying causes. Do you have something to back that up? Because I would really like to see that if you do. I mean, I'm not saying you're not telling the truth, but I definitely would like to see that information. I really, really would. Let's see. Hold on a second. 10 nurses have been suspended because they wouldn't work without an N95 mask. Cold world game. Yes, I talked about that earlier, and thank you for that donation. We did talk about that earlier, and I don't blame those nurses. I saw somebody on here, and thank you very much for that donation as well. I appreciate that. And I saw a comment. Somebody said, "Am I not worried? Or am I worried about my son?" Of course, I'm worried about my son. What they are doing, where he's at with his mom, he's with his mom, his grandmother, and his grandfather, okay? And so they don't go anywhere because all three of them are high risk. Not Eddie, but his mom and grandparents. Kate MC, I'm a nurse in an ER in Philadelphia. We do not get paid for COVID COD. If anything, I have seen a lot of death certificates as pneumonia when they should have been COVID. Thank you very much, Kate, for sharing that. Thank you very much, and thank you for that donation. And again, like I said, I believe it's being greatly underreported, the number of deaths, because they want to keep the numbers down. First of all, they don't want to scare people. I think it's much worse than it is, okay? So thank you for sharing that information. I really appreciate that. Herd banks are limiting customers to 250 cash daily. South Cowgirl 504. Thank you for that donation. Where did you hear that? I hadn't heard that. I haven't heard that at all. So it wouldn't surprise me. Don't get me wrong. As things continue to get worse, them limiting what you can take out on a daily basis, that would not surprise me at all. But thank you for that information. But again, getting back to my son real quick. So they stay home. They don't go out at all. And so they even have the groceries delivered to the house. So that's how concerned they are with everybody in the house. But again, they're in the city. They're in the city of Rochester, and it's not a safe place to be. So, Asif, I got more than 250 today. Okay, well, thank you for sharing that, and thank you for that donation. It could be wherever that person is. I don't know. Again, different states, different banks are going to have different rules for what you can and cannot do. And I get that, and I totally understand that. So that is going to happen. But, yeah, it's just so anyway, it's funny. I wanted to bring this up real quick. What's been happening lately, the last probably 5 videos when we've done the live stream, it will say processing, and it will continue to process for like 10 hours before it actually goes up so everybody else can see the video. So I've seen that happen a lot lately with what's going on. YouTube, of course, is always going to play games, guys. They're playing games with very small channels. One channel, like I know right now, guaranteed they're playing games with is Prepper Rabbit, okay? He is a small channel. He's got a little over 2,000 subscribers. And, he is down in South Carolina, and he's trying to do his thing down there. And they're playing games with him nonstop. They play games with larger channels, bigger channels. If you ask those guys, they're getting the things as well. Shadow banning, people not being able to get notifications, people being unsubscribed when they didn't unsubscribe, happens all the time. It's happening with my channel as well, okay? It's part of the game that they play. So what I would encourage any of you do, if you don't see notifications, just check every day. I'm always on here. Hey, Lockridge Farms, Me and my oldest son's mother are fussing right now because of this virus. I refuse to let him leave the house, so he hasn't been anywhere since South Carolina shut down. Keep up the good work. Raise hell, bro. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And you know what? I don't blame you at all. I don't blame you at all. LMCJ, I'm going to school for hotel management, but hotels are closed down. I haven't been doing any online school work because I don't see the point of it. Do you? You know what? I would continue to do the online work. You might as well, because eventually this nonsense will be over with and there'll be another side. We don't know what that looks like yet, obviously. Who was on Marf last night? Somebody was saying somebody was on Marf last night. But again, I absolutely would encourage you to continue up with your studies. Keep them going, because eventually this will go over. We'll go back to some semblance of normal, and you're going to want to have that education to do that, for what you want to do. So, Jerry, Ed Governor topic. We've been talking about it, Jerry. We've been talking about the governors. We just, it doesn't stay always on that. I'm going to encourage you guys to really quickly. I want to mention Marf, which is Adam from Marfoogle News. He's out on the West Coast. If you are not subscribed to his channel, please go over there, subscribe to him, follow him as well. He's out in Seattle. Good dude. Tell him Prepper Nurse 1 sent you over. Marfoogle did a love mob today for Prepper Rabbit. He should have more subscribers now. Oh, very cool. Okay, Mark Saxon just said that. Very nice. That's cool. Yeah, you know what? He's had some issues. He's got a lot of health issues going on down there. Prepper Rabbit does. It is what it is. You know what? But he's trying. And anybody that's trying to make that dream happen and live off grid, I give anybody that's trying to do it, I give them props. I absolutely do. So, Ed, delivered food can be contaminated. Richard Parker just said, you're 100% right. You are absolutely 100% right. The guy that's delivering that food could have coughed on the food or the bags or whatever. Anybody that at the grocery store that was loading up those bags, they could also be sick. It can absolutely happen that way. And then it gets into that home, and then those people are sick. Again, where we live, 41 cases in the county. Where my son is at with his mom, they have almost 1,000 cases in that county. And again, I don't know what the testing is in that county. But if you look at 3 million people have been tested throughout the entire country, that's not a lot of people. That is not a lot of people. And, and so that's, they need to really step that up. And again, I think the numbers are being suppressed, not artificially inflated like some people are proclaiming. More supermarkets have sick people. Yeah, well, and the thing is, too, when people are forced to go to work, if they're sick or not, it happens. It's going to spread. And when you have sick people going into the grocery stores and they don't know that they're sick or they're asymptomatic, again, we'll talk about the incubation period from 14 to 27 days, guys. So you could have been exposed, not know you were exposed, not know you're sick. You're out there still living your life, going to the grocery store and everything else. But 6,000 cases in my county. Artie Franklin just said, wow. Lockridge Farms, IMCJ, get your education, bro. I'll carry you along. It'll carry you a long way in life. And you will look, hold on a second. I want to make sure I read that. Carry you a long way in life and look at it like this. You do want to work, so you work for yourself or someone else. Exactly. And the thing is, it's going to be realistically easier to do your schooling online than actually having to be in a class, as long as you follow up and get that stuff done, and it all goes towards that degree. So, hopefully, Misfit Saturns, hello from Ireland. Well, hello, how are you tonight? Thank you for being here. That's a ways. Ireland, I got Irish in me too, so. Can I please read the comment from PAEMT? I didn't see the comment. Let's see. British are keeping churches shut down while the abortion clinics remain open. Kentucky girl just said that. I know people are really trying to say that it's a religious attack, but they're not allowing people to gather for any reason. They don't want people to gather for any reason. And so, again, I don't think it's technically a religious attack. If you have a relationship with God, you can have that relationship from home. If the reverend or the priest or whoever the person is, that if he's doing stuff and can do a recording and listen on a phone, you're still getting that message. So, and I understand getting together and working together. RC Kev, Florida reopened beaches again today. I saw that, and I thought that was a little premature, to be honest with you. I don't get that at all, because you look at what just the problems that they just had. It just it doesn't that doesn't make any sense. But Ed, are you aware of HR 5717? Yes, I am aware of that. We've talked about that a little bit in previous live streams. They're trying to get control. They will use this crisis to try to add more control, more restrictions to your life, limit your freedoms, and that's what they're going to do. I think I'll tell you what, if they continue to push, I think that you're going to see, you have to go to church outside with lawn chairs 10 feet apart. Yard Super Me just said that. Okay, well, there you go. South Carolina opened public waters today. Stupid. Yeah, that's crazy too. I don't get that. Thank you for that donation, and thank you for that information as well. Yeah, I don't understand why there's not. First of all, there has not been enough testing. Absolutely not enough testing being done. I've said that from day one. They need to amp up testing, and they're still not doing a lot of testing. Hotspots, okay? Large cities are absolutely a hotspot. It's too many people jammed in to confined areas. It's going to spread around, okay? Is the second wave going to be more deadly since some people incubate the virus? Blue Rose, that's a great question. I think the second wave will be much more deadly. That's just my opinion. So absolutely, I think that the second wave will be much worse than the first wave. I think we get into the fall, and if we have like a third wave in the fall, I think you're going to see a real bad situation this next fall. So I'm in the UK and still on lockdown. Leon Corres, I hope I said that right. Probably not, but I apologize if I didn't say your name right. But yeah, it's scary, guys, and it's frustrating, and it's irritating, and I totally get it. I do. I mean, it sucks just hanging out. And I'm going to tell you what, like the way the weather's been here the last couple of days, I mean, our high today was 37 degrees. It's the middle of April, okay? It is snowing right now while I'm doing this live stream, and it sucks. I want to be able to get outside and do things and get going with other projects, because at least that way I'm not sitting in the house. It's annoying. I get it. I'm in a very lucky position where I can get out on my property and I can do things if the weather permitting. When it's snowing and it's cold and the wind is blowing, but it's not a whole lot of fun. Gigglebug, hi everyone. A little late, but I'm here now. Well, very nice. Welcome. Thanks for coming. So, again, guys, I'm going to ask. We're at 878 on the thumbs up. We got to hit 1,000. Let's shoot for that 1,000 thumbs up before the stream is over with. Again, we're going to go to 20 after. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please shoot a thumbs up to show support for the channel. And thank you for that. Thank you for showing the support. Also, again, if you are not subscribed, please make sure you do subscribe and hit that bell notification as well so you get all notifications. We are still quarantined until there's a treatment. VX, as far as I'm concerned. Kelly Prine just said that. I'm going to tell you what. So let's talk about a vaccination. Do you really think that would be? I'm going to tell you what. Personally, I'm telling you right now, I'm not taking any vaccination. I'm not going to do it. I don't trust them. And when I say, who do I mean by them? I don't trust Big Pharma, number one. After what they did to my son, I don't trust them at all. Any kind of vaccination that is the cure and it's going to make you better and it's going to protect you, I don't believe none of it. I want to know what the side effects are. I want to know, you can't fast track these type of things and not really know what the side effects are. And to really do a right kind of study, it's 1.5 years. And even then, they still lie. So, look what Big Pharma did with the narcotics, guys. They encouraged doctors to give this stuff out like it was candy and destroyed people's lives, absolutely destroyed their lives. And then when they cut those people off from those narcotic medications, a lot of those people, guess what they turned to? They turned to heroin. And now we have this huge heroin epidemic in this country, and all kinds of people are dying from that. I mean, it's crazy. So, no, I don't trust Big Pharma at all. Not at all. So, just being honest. So I absolutely am not getting any kind of shot, period. Not going to happen. So, and I hear these, they're going to force you. How are they going to force you? They better come in and they better be ready to go if they come in, because they're not, I don't know. Just, I think it's nuts. I think the whole thing is nuts. So it's a sick system. Exactly. And they're destroying our kids. So, yeah, military presence in Washington. Thank you, James, for saying that. Yeah, I've seen that increase in the military presence. So you don't know what's going on. We talked about the blame game before and who we're blaming for this whole thing going and getting started. But I want you to remember this. Over in China, they're blaming us. They're saying that we brought it over there. And so their people are thinking that we did this to them. Okay? So there's this blame game going on. And what usually happens, and I hate to use the term, but what happens when there's a pissing contest? At some point, something's going to give. And I think something will give at some point. We could be at war. It would not shock me at all. Hopefully, it would be, if it was a nuclear exchange, even a limited nuclear exchange would not be good. It would not be good. Too many people would die for no reason. And because somebody wants to be in charge or somebody wants to be in power. I'm new, Ed. What happened to my son? My son has autism. And my son was a normal little boy until he was 2 years old. And when they went and got their 2-year-old shots, they went together, him and his twin sister at the same time. And it was like somebody turned a light switch off on my son. And at 2.5, he was diagnosed with autism. So, some of you have already heard the story, but that person asked, so I wanted to share that with them. And so, I'm very blessed in the aspect that my son is high functioning. He can dress himself, he can wash up and brush his teeth and all that kind of stuff. Will he ever have a job? No, he could not hold a job. So, that's just, it is what it is. So right now he's living with his mom. When he turned 18, he decided he wanted to live there. So right now he's with her. But, down the road, I will get my son back. And I know that because my ex has already had 2 heart attacks because of her lifestyle choices. And, that is a matter of time. Prepper Chris 1, fighting China would be a war we have seen, before. Yeah, you know what? It would not be a good war. It would not be good. And thank you for the donation, Prepper Chris 1. No war is good. Nobody wins in a war. Actually, yeah, somebody does win, the rich. Big business, that's who wins in a war, not the average person. So, that's, it's unfortunate. And who dies? Small town boys and girls, city boys and girls, the ultra rich and the powerful people, their kids don't go and die. Our kids go and die. So I'm ex-military. As you guys know, I was in the Army. I have told my daughter, absolutely do not, no way, no how, go in the military. So, because it's like I just, she's got other options, thank goodness, because she's got a really good brain in her head. So she's able to do that. How do you protect your garden from insects and other critters? Okay, so insects and critters, actually marigolds are a great thing to plant around the outside of your garden. The pests really do not like marigolds. They don't like the scent of them or whatever it may be. And it really repels those bugs and insects and stuff like that away from your garden. A nice fence also helps with deer. So, those are the things that I would recommend. But marigolds all around your garden, that's what I do every year. You will always see marigolds around my garden, and that's why we do it. Hey, John Serbo, saw this on another channel, seen Dr. Scott Jensen, MD, Department of Health, coaching doctors on how to fill out death certificates. to include COVID-19, whether the person died from coronavirus or not. And I keep hearing that, John, and I would love to see the documentation and the proof of that. So if anybody has documented proof of that, because somebody got on there and said something doesn't necessarily make it so. Okay, and I'm not discrediting what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, I don't think that's it may be the case some places, I don't know, but like I said, if anything, and I had a nurse that came on earlier, made a comment earlier that she's a nurse in Philadelphia, and they're putting people that died of COVID saying it was pneumonia. So again, that's somebody that's directly right there that's dealing with it. And then you're talking about, hearsay and if I don't know if it's true or not. I really don't. I honestly believe that they're underreporting the numbers. That's my opinion. Am I an expert on everything and know everything? Absolutely not. I don't even begin to claim to, but that's why they are moving the president. War is on the horizon. I would hope not. Check out the guy skydiving and his chute malfunction. His death was COVID-19. Come on, Schmitty. I don't believe that. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Come on now. No. Where do these stories come from? Here's this person said, I heard this, I heard that, I saw this, I saw that. Come on, we got to be realistic. That's not true. There's no way that would be true. So, I would have to see that documentation. So I'm not calling you a liar. I'm sure you saw that, but the validity of it and the truthfulness of it, somebody may be pulling your leg. That's all I'm saying. Ed Green Greg said to have lost his brother to COVID. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Like I said, I took it as a joke, Prepper Chris once. Yeah, I hope that was a joke. Yeah. But guys, it's like this thing is serious, and there's so much misinformation out there, and there's so much lies, and people saying this, that, and the other thing, and it can be very confusing, and I get it. The reality is, let's talk about reality. What we know let's talk about facts. Okay, our country is, and other countries around the world are shut down. They're shut down because of this thing. Real, fake, whatever, our countries are shut down. Our economies are going in the toilet. People are not working, okay? Which is going to affect everything. And it's going to affect things for a long, long time. How long this stretches out is going to affect things, okay? That's the truth. That we know for a fact, okay? This is not going to go away overnight. They keep stretching it out. And, I believe that it's real. Now, people can disagree with me, and that's fine. And I respect your right to believe whatever you want. But when I have people that I know directly that have the virus, that are in nursing, that have seen people die from the virus in the facility that they worked in, I believe that person. Okay, that's firsthand information that I've been given by somebody that is on the front lines of this thing. Okay, so that's what I believe. All right, all this other stuff that people want to put this or that or the other thing, and this person said this and this person said that. I'm going to go with concrete, hard facts. That's what I'm going to go with. So, and like I said, I'm not trying to discredit anybody. I'm not calling anybody a liar. I'm just saying what. Green Greg did lose his brother to COVID. He put out a video today on it. He lost his dad 3 weeks ago. Wow, Carlene Jackson, thank you for that information. I am really, really sorry to hear that. It's sad, guys. People are dying. So if you want to discredit this or not, there's a lot of people dying from this. There's a lot of compromised people that are sick that are dying from this. And that's no joke. Peak Prosperity did a video this week showing the damage to the lungs. If anyone thinks this is fake, watch the video. Horrifying. And that's from Donna Smith. And thank you, Donna, for that donation as well. I do appreciate that. Yeah, you know what? Like I said, who took Ed's sense of humor tonight? If you go back to the beginning of the video, Lynn, you will see. I had some good humor in the beginning, but I get frustrated, and I'm like anybody else. I get frustrated. I get tired. And I'm sure Smitty was joking with that, but again, it's just it gets irritating when people continuously try to dismiss this as nothing and that it's fake and that it's not real. What's happening with our country has never happened before, ever, in the history of our country. It's never happened before. Okay, what's happening around the world has not happened before. They have shut down countries. The economies of all these countries are going down the toilet. Okay, what follows that? A lot of hardship and a lot of horror. Okay, there will be, in my opinion, there will be food shortages. Lori Nelson, we have only 13 to 15 cases of the virus in my county. Well, I'm glad to hear that. That's good. I'm glad to hear that it's not that bad there yet. I hope it doesn't get bad there. I really do. And thank you so much, for that donation as well. But, what's going on is not a joke. It's not fun. It's not a good time. People that we, different ones of us that have actually dealt with this, people that we care about are getting sick and dying. People that we know are being affected. And, I reached out to another nurse friend of mine and I talked with her and I said, please be careful. And she's another one on the front lines dealing with it. And I want you to think about this too. I want you to think about this. So these nursing homes are still accepting new patients every day. And where are they coming from? In most cases, they're coming from hospitals. So tell me that the sick person that's in the hospital may not have the virus, gets sent to the nursing home, maybe asymptomatic for a while, test negative because it hasn't come full blown on them yet. Then they get positive and now they're infected that nursing home. Okay. These things are happening. This is what is going on. And it's sad. And I don't like seeing friends and people that I care about suffering or dying. Now, hopefully, my friend that has it, hopefully she'll be okay. But, I hate the fact that she has it in the first place. So that bothers me. That really, truly does bother me. So, all right, guys, I'm going to ask one more time for a thumbs up here. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do so. And also, if you are not subscribed again, please make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications. Before we get into the ending as we go here, I want to thank my moderators once again for doing a fantastic job keeping the chat clean. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. So thank you guys for diligently being here every show and helping keep this family friendly. I really do appreciate that. So anyway, guys, we are Legion. We are a huge network of people all over the country, all over the world. We're the ones that can make a difference. We are the ones that were awakened for a reason. And I truly, truly believe that we were awakened for a reason. And we're the ones that can make a difference while this thing is going on and when we move on past the next part of this, okay? So anyway, where's everybody from tonight? So people are jumping the gun here. We got Flamingo Hurricane in Texas jumping the gun. You got to wait till I say. All right, guys, so show me where you're from. The UK, let's see, Northern Arizona, Connecticut, Maryland, Houston, Texas, Missouri, Florida, Columbus, Ohio, Eastern Kentucky, Indiana, Georgia, Linden, Texas, Northern Texas, Afton, New York, Region FEMA 5, New Zealand, Germany, Illinois, Kansas City, Missouri, Cape Cod, let's see, Princeton, West, I'm sorry I missed that one, Connecticut, let's see, Arizona, we have Pennsylvania, San Diego, California, Florida, Oceanside, California, Hamilton, New Jersey, let's see, Queens, New York, Alabama, Washington State, we got Hawaii there, very nice, Wisconsin, Livonia, Michigan, Orange County, New York, Galen, Ohio, Victoria, Texas, Wyoming, Louisiana, Odessa, Texas, Virginia, Iowa, Ohio again, New Mexico, Trinidad, Pensacola, Florida, Jones, Oklahoma, let's see, Eastern Long Island, Montana, we have New Mexico, North Carolina, Burton, Michigan, Lancaster, Texas, Southern Indiana, let's see, Northern Maine, so Denver, Oklahoma, Maine again, Michigan, We have California, Augusta, Georgia. Australia just went by again. Eastern Shore of Maryland. So, guys, we're all over. We're all over the country. We're all over the world. We're this huge network of people. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. If we work together and networked and really got involved, there would be no stopping us. Melbourne, Australia. Thank you. Let's see. South of Pennsylvania. Let's see. Alabama, Arizona. Hiding under my bed. Nikki Johnson. Don't hide under the bed, Nikki. It's okay. Pocono Mountains in Pennsylvania, West Virginia, the Adirondacks. So, yeah, we're all over, guys. We really, truly are. So, anyway, I'm going to end the show now. I appreciate you all for being here. I thank you for the support. Again, we are all in this together. That is important to remember because it is so true. We really, truly are in this together. Also, remember, guys, to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. Also remember, guys, STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from getting there is you. Nobody else can stop you. Just be supportive of each other. Try to be safe. And that's the important thing. It really, truly is. We're going to get through this. We're going to come out on the other side, and we're going to be a stronger country in the United States. Hopefully Canada, the same thing, over in the UK, different parts of the world, wherever you're from. Hopefully every one of our nations will be stronger from this and will have learned from this, and we'll be in a better position if this ever happens again. So just stay positive. Stay away from that negativity, and you guys will be fine. I will see you all tomorrow, and watch for the live stream on Sunday. I will be live streaming at 8 p.m. on Sunday, so definitely stay tuned for that as well, okay? Have a great night, guys. I will see you all later. Prepper Nurse One, out for now.